What's up, people? This is DET Aquarium, and today I want to get into another question of yours, and that is, how often do you feed your shrimp, and how much do you feed them at one time? Now, this is extremely important because you don't want to underfeed them, as you want to ensure proper nutrition, and at the same time, you don't want to overfeed them because you could possibly deteriorate your water quality. So you got to kind of find that fine balance between the two. I have some pointers, and I'm going to share what I do in my circumstances. So let's go ahead and get into it. So how often do I feed my shrimp? Now, this is extremely important, and it's solely dependent on how many shrimp you have in your aquarium. But I do have the same routine. I feed all of my shrimp Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and sometimes on the weekends. But the main schedule is Monday, Wednesday, Friday. But again, it all depends on how many shrimp you have in your aquarium. So my larger colonies, like the one I have in front of you, 50, 75, 100 plus shrimp, I'll feed them a whole piece of food, whether it be a stick, a pad, a pellet, and sometimes a little bit more depending on what type it is. My smaller colonies, I'll feed them a quarter or a half of a piece of food and just ensure that they finish it over a course of time. So again, make sure you see how many shrimp you have. You base the amount of shrimp to the amount of food you give them, and just over a course of time, be sure that you monitor them or check from time to time to ensure that they finish what you've given them. Now, I quickly want to go over why I feed my shrimp Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Now, most of us are aware that the majority of their diet is going to be algae, microorganisms, and biofilm that are constantly in your aquarium. But we need to be sure that we're filling a void and making sure that we're giving them the proper nutrition, trace elements, minerals, so they can molt properly, grow accordingly, and just be healthy overall. So that's why we have manufactured foods, and I feed them Monday, Wednesday, Friday because I feed them X amount of food, and I want to be sure that they consume it in a good amount of time. But I don't want to feed them back to back to back to back because they're not going to be as hungry the next day or the next day or the next day, so they're going to be, they may leave more and more food in the aquarium. The second reason is because I like to have the weekends off so they can kind of clean out their digestive tract, get ready for the food that I'm going to give them the following week, and it gives them the time to just graze in the aquarium and not be so dependent on manufactured foods. So this is my red Taiwan bee tank. It has all my wine red and ruby red Taiwan bees, and I probably have 15 or 20, maybe 25 at most Taiwan bees in here, and this is one of my smaller colonies of adults. But the reason I wanted to show you this is because how I started out feeding this tank in particular, because I didn't always have even this many. So if you have your first 10 or 20 shrimp you just purchased, you're trying to figure out how much or how to start feeding your shrimp. My suggestion would be start feeding them maybe every Wednesday of every week, and feed them maybe a quarter to a half of a piece of food, whether it be a pad, a pellet, or whatnot, and try seeing how often or how quickly they're consuming this food. If they seem like they're consuming it relatively quick, then maybe you can feed them every Tuesday and Thursday, and just continually build upon how much they're eating and consuming in a significant amount of time. Now, I'm at this point, like I said, I have 15, 20, 25 shrimp in this shrimp tank, and I'm able to feed them every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, but I still feed them only about a quarter of a piece of food at one time, and it works out fantastic. So just my suggestion to you, especially if you're newer, you have a smaller colony, start small and build your way up to a nice schedule like I have done so far. So the last thing I quickly want to touch base with you, as I get asked quite a bit, is what type of shrimp food I'm currently using. Now, for the past month or so, I've been testing a product line. It's an ultra premium product line from Japan, and then by the name of Loki's. And just in this video so far, these shrimp that you see in front of you have been feeding on one of their staple foods, and you can see they have absolutely loved it. And this whole video, they're going crazy over it. But I'm not going to go into each detail or too much detail about each product I'm going to show you. If you'd like to see that in a video going forward, just please let me know and I'll certainly do that. But currently on Mondays I use a staple food, and this is what you see in the video right now is this EBI 210, and this is just their EBI supple. On Wednesdays, I use a rich or high in protein food, the Spiral, hard to see, but it says Spiral, or the B18 Power Protein. And then on Friday, I use what I call a specialty food. And I always use this food in tangent with these Low Keys products, but it's the CSF Exclusive Series Pure Mineral. It's just a high concentration of minerals and trace elements, and I think it's very, very important to make sure that you're getting them the proper nutrition through your food, and I think that product hits the nail on the head for your minerals. But like I said, I'm not going to go into too much detail about each product, but if you're interested at all, Han Aquatics is the USA distributor. That's where I got all my products from. And currently, if you use coupon code DET 5% off, you'll get 5% off your purchase. So definitely check them out. Check out these products. And I just want to tell you all, thank you very much for all of your support. As always, if you have any questions or comments, please feel free to comment down below. I'll get back to you as quickly as possible. And if you have any questions or any videos that you would like to see in the future, also please let me know. I'm trying to come out with a quick series. I'm not going to give too much detail, but a quick series in the next month or so, and I think you guys are going to be very interested. But anyways, you guys have a great week ahead. Thanks again for all your support, and go check out Han Aquatics.